Uh-huh. Oh, God. Die eine ist eine geborene Müller, der andere ist geborener Schmidt. I had to memorize these things.
What was that?
The first woman's maiden name is Mueller. The second woman's maiden name is Schmidt.
Oh, that sounds really fun to memorize.
Well, it's one of the things that stuck, but that's about it. That's all I remember. So, do you actually engage in teaching people languages, or this book is your first step in the direction of popularizing your ideas?
It is my first step. I have worked as an ESL teacher in San Francisco. I also did that in Argentina, and I work as a substitute teacher in the Cupertino School District. So when I am in a language classroom, I do talk to the kids about it. But I have given presentations about the book at Stanford, at Berkeley, to the Defense Department, to the State Department, because the State Department is going to buy the book next year to use it to train diplomats to learn languages.
Well, I know I do have a different cousin, not an Italian one, who works for the U.S. government currently, actually, in the Rome embassy, and they do a real intensive language course for people, because it is obvious that if you're representing the United States in a non-English speaking country, you need to speak the local language.
Yeah, and actually diplomats, if they don't pass a certain level of the language, they get kicked out of the Foreign Service.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What language are you thinking about next?
You know, I've intellectually been interested in Arabic, and I started learning Arabic about 6 years ago. But right now, my focus is actually promoting the book, because I figure I could have so much more of an impact on the world by helping other people learn languages than if I dedicate a lot of time to one language. So that's my focus.
There are particular websites that you think are helpful as well.
Yeah, the book has about 60 websites of either places where people can find movie scripts, song lyrics, or there are different companies that do programs using music and media that I recommend. And for example, I also recommend companies that have books in both languages. You know, another really great thing for people to do if they have kids is to use Sesame Street, because Sesame Street exists in many different languages, from like Bengali to Spanish to Arabic. And if parents want their kids to learn Spanish, for example, they can have them listen to Plaza Sésamo, and then the parents are learning in the whole process.
Is that on the internet, or where do you get it?
Yeah, you can. I think you can order it on the internet. I think it's sesamestreet.org or sesamestreet.com, and people can order the different languages.
So they get the DVDs in the mail, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, there's another program called Rosetta Stone, which teaches many different languages. It costs real money. It's not cheap.
Yes.
What do you think of Rosetta Stone?
You know, a lot of people ask me that. I've never used it, and I personally would not want to be learning a language by staring in front of a computer several hours a day or an hour a day. And I know Rosetta Stone is computer-based. So I would prefer to incorporate the language in all parts of my life rather than making myself look at a computer screen. I live in Silicon Valley, so I see computer screens all the time. I don't want to do that to learn a language.
So you mentioned that you have also been an ESL speaker. What are the most difficult things about English?
The phrasal verbs that we have, like catch up, catch on, you know, all the ones that have like a preposition afterwards. A lot of people have trouble with that. Oh, prepositions are hard in general. Yeah, they're hard in general. Talk and speak. The people have trouble differentiating between tell and say, talk and speak, those words. Also, you know, we have an R in English, which some people don't hear. And the H, like the French have trouble pronouncing the H in English because it's such a high frequency sound that they almost don't hear it when we use it. Like here, they'll say ear. They barely hear the H. Like the Japanese have trouble with the R's and the L's in English. Another thing is that we have different past tenses. We have I spoke, I had spoken, I have spoken. Some people have, depending on which language they're coming from, they have trouble differentiating between all the different past tenses. But the Romance languages have all of those different tenses, don't they? They do, but the French don't have the. I think they don't use the past perfect in the same way that we do. So I'm cringing. Difficult. What is the past perfect? I had spoken, or I forget. It's either I had spoken or I have spoken. One of those is the past perfect. I can't remember which one. And. What is it? Get back to the subjunctive. If I were a rich man. Yeah, there you go. Fiddler on the Roof. So it's if I were, and but if it were,
What's the opposite of subjunctive? Indicative?
Indicative, yes.
Yeah, it's I was. It wouldn't be I were.
Exactly.
So if I were, and then, but
if I
was.
were a rich man.
Oh, I really am inspired. I'm not sure I'm going to sit down and learn Italian tomorrow, but I do think that this is a great idea. Again, the name of the book is Language is Music. Over 70 fun and easy tips to learn foreign languages. And my guest is Susanna Zarajski. The book is available everywhere?
Yeah, people can order it online on my website, languagesmusic.com. They can order it at their bookstores or on Amazon or Borders.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I want to thank you for coming up from San Jose today.
Thank you.
Okay.